Hello and welcome to HOSM Action News, your source for all things student ministry and beyond. I'm your host and lead anchor, Kevin Harrington Bain, joined by my correspondents, Riley, intern Jerry, and Theo. Together, we are committed to bring you dependable weekly announcements, news, and happenings from the front lines. Let's begin with some announcements. Tonight, Thursday, May 14th, the Highland Oaks High Schoolers are set to hang out in the HOCC parking lot from 6:30 to 8. Bring your dinner or a drink from Starbucks or Sonic or wherever, and we'll spend time hanging out outside of Zoom calls, and we'll even play some social distance-friendly games. That's right, social distancing is still a thing, so count on staying at least 6 feet apart, masks are recommended, and our buildings will still be closed, even for the bathrooms. So maybe think about that before chugging that 2-liter of Dr. Pepper before you come. Sunday night Bible study on Zoom is slated to continue this Sunday at 7 p.m. with Riley in the lead. We'll continue our series on books that have weird names that you've probably never heard anyone teach or preach about, probably because of the weird names. That's right, ministers are people too, and we don't want to have to try to pronounce Zerubbabel or Jozadak any more than the rest of you. Check your remind text for the meeting codes. Speaking of meeting codes, next Wednesday is the last Truth Group meeting of the season, and like usual, this last meeting is going to be full of fun and partying down to celebrate our time together, so you'll want to be sure not to miss it. Keep an eye on Instagram and Remind for updates on that. That about does it for announcements, but let's take a look at the upcoming week from another angle. It's time for your weekly vibe forecast. Vibes are looking pretty good for the rest of the day, especially with the high school hangout approaching tonight, which will lead us into a pretty wavy weekend. We'll see a natural dip on Monday, but you'll want to make sure you get plenty of sleep that night so that you don't see another dip on Tuesday from being too tired and sluggish. By next Wednesday, vibes are looking to get a little weird as we start to run out of hump days between now and summer, but those weird vibes should certainly resolve to even back out into some chill vibes this time next week. Now, back to the hard-hitting news. My hair is getting long. After years of telling people that my hair only grows out to a chili bowl pattern and then just stops, we may finally see that happen for real. Sure, I could go in and get it cut because salons are reopening, but like anyone who's ever put their hand in a mousetrap can tell you, just because something's an option doesn't mean it's a good idea. Keep it tuned each week for Hair Watch 2020 to see if my scalp hair can beat my beard in a race to my shoulders. Enchiladas. What's the deal with them? Just tiny, unfried taquitos covered in sauce and cheese? As confusing as they are delicious, people all over the world are looking for answers. Reach out to HOSM Action News if you have any. With the best advice still being for people to stay at home, it's more important than ever for those brave enough to venture out and report on the goings-on in the world to give us insight into how things look. That's why we'll go now to a regular segment, In the Field with intern Jerry. Jerry, how's it looking out there in the field?
The field is still here.
All right, thank you, intern Jerry. As you know, though, Jerry is not our only intern, so let's go now to Riley with her own report.
Yo, what is up, guys? It's Riley Russ, and welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. Today, we're gonna keep it pretty simple. I decided to do a life-scale recreation of Highland Oaks Church of Christ. I spent 8 hours on it last night, got no hours of sleep, hyped up on a bunch of Red Bull right now. You know how it is. It's a gamer life. I decided I was gonna take y'all on a tour. All right, here it is, the super flat world. We're gonna go take a look right now. Beautiful.
You didn't build Highland Oaks.
Yes, I did. Look, it says, I love Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, it says I love Jesus in a 4x4 hut of dirt.
With all this staying in, it can be easy to feel cooped up, but our correspondent Theo is here with a regular segment to help us stay active and fresh in our cultural moment where time has lost all meaning. It's time for On the Move with Theo.
Hey everyone, it's Theo, and I'm just out here, out in nature, glorious nature, because guess what? Even though we're spending a lot of time inside, doesn't mean that there's not incredible natural wonders waiting for you in your own front or backyard, or even just a patch of green in the crack of a sidewalk in the middle of concrete. Tupac said that. Okay, let's see what we've got going on. Oh, I think I see something over here. Let's go, let's check it out. Do you see this? Look at this. Zoo. I want you to get this. Riley, get in here. Okay, look at this. Do you see that little splash of red? That's what we call a berry. It's a berry. You know what comes from berries? You know what we get from berries? We get straws. We get straws out of berries, decomposable strawberries, and this is where it all starts. The miracle of life and single-use plastic that's actually made of berry fibers. It's incredible. You ever thought about what it's like to be grass? We got grass everywhere, and this is some pretty tall grass, but you know, you start out and you're so short and you're so close to the ground, and then you start growing up and you think, wow, I'm getting taller and taller and taller, and it's great, but then one day someone might just come up to you and they say, well, you're just grass, you're not all that tall, even if you are some taller grass. And I don't know, I imagine that can't feel very good, and maybe sometimes, you know, maybe we could get along with grass even better than we thought, huh? Yeah. You ever step outside and just feel the wind on your face, and then it gets in your mouth, and it's great! Nature!
That'll about do it for us this week here at HOSM Action News. If you need a reminder of any of the announcements for what's going on this coming week, you can just rewind and check them out. It's a video, and that's how that works. But you know what? HOSM Action News stands for Highland Oak Student Ministry Action News. And student ministry couldn't exist without, well, you, the students. And so we'll be reaching out to you for some regular segments here every week as we continue to connect with each other and see what we're up to. Even though things might seem a little bit weird and cooped up and even isolated right now, there's still plenty of plans for things that we can do together, ways that we can come together as a community. And for all of that latest news, you can keep it tuned right here on HOSM Action News, and we look forward to you being a part of it. Until next week, this is Kevin Harrington Bain, signing off.